The NBA playoffs are here! That's right! It's finally playoff time. Today was the final day of the NBA regular season, and some interesting things went down. To be honest, none of it really mattered. But guess what? The Warriors won today, which means I can put on my Steph Curry jersey once again. Last video, I took the Steph Curry jersey off. Now, it's going back on. Let's go, baby. The Warriors won today, which means that they have a chance to go to the NBA playoffs from the NBA play-in game, and I'm so happy about that. You know, the Warriors are a really good team, man. They have a lot of playoff experience. I know they're the 10 seed, but they were much better since the All-Star break, so I think they could make a push, and they could possibly go for the big ring. That would be fire. Anyways, let's get into analyzing some games today, boys, because I mean, none of it really mattered, but it was still pretty interesting for NBA basketball today. So we're gonna start off with a few games that I decided not to include because they're, nothing really mattered today, not too interesting scoring wise or statistics wise, so we're just gonna go into them. We got the Brooklyn Nets losing to the Philadelphia 76ers. Really, they didn't play anyone too important. The Sixers did play Tyrese Maxey, but that was basically just to secure the victory, just to make sure that they have their play-in spot secured and not move down any ranks. Then we had the Magic beating the Bucks 113-88. Paolo Banchero with an almost triple-double. Basically, none of the Bucks played. I mean, Giannis didn't play, but Dame and Chris Middleton played, okay? So this Bucks team should have won this. Somehow they lost, bro. The Bucks are a fraud. Nothing's going to come from this. Then, we'll talk about that game in a moment. No spoilers. We got the Heat versus the Raptors. The Heat won this game. They're turning into the playoffs. Heat. All right, I'm scared. Another game, pretty high scoring. It was a blowout. We had like 3 blowouts today, guys. We'll look at them in a sec. The Pacers beat the Hawks 157-115. That's a 42-point victory. That's insane. DeJounte Murray had 32, 3 and 3 to lead the Hawks, but that's not enough. Miles Turner had 31 and 12. What a blowout win. The Cavaliers, who were once leading by at least 20 this game, blew the lead to the Charlotte Hornets. Obviously, the Cavs didn't have that many people playing, though, so it doesn't really matter. We have to talk about the Boston Celtics and the Washington Wizards. Now, the Washington Wizards are one of the worst teams in the league, right behind the Detroit Pistons. And, of course, they lost this game to the Celtics. Peyton Pritchard, 38 points, 9 rebounds, and 12 assists. What? Since when is Peyton Pritchard this good? He was always just a bench player. It's because he didn't have that time to shine. Maybe they should give him that time to shine. All right. Moving on, we got the Kings beating the Trailblazers, basically ensuring that they will have the home court advantage on the Golden State Warriors, but the Warriors have been a better road team than a home team this year, which hopefully means that they can take that victory against Sacramento on the road. The Warriors are a better team than Sacramento right now. I don't know what to tell you, but yeah. Then we have the Rockets-Clippers game. The Rockets beat the Clippers because they rested all of their stars because they wanted to rest them for the playoffs. Their first-round matchup against the Mavericks is going to be tough, so they wanted to rest Kawhi. They wanted to rest Russ, Paul George, and Harden. All of them were out this game. However, Amen Thompson did drop a triple-double with only 18 points. Kind of a Draymond stat line here. 18 points, 11 rebounds, and 10 assists. Really nice for Amen Thompson. Now, the Spurs beat the Pistons. Pistons are officially the worst team in the league, probably one of the worst teams ever, 14-68. No one played this game, nobody cares. James Wiseman did okay, 21-17, surprisingly. The Thunder blew out the Mavericks because the Mavericks didn't play Luka or Kyrie. Basically, they didn't play any of their starters. Tim Hardaway Jr. played this game. That's the best player. So they lost by 49 points to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Then we have a game that I was hoping the Lakers would lose. They played the Pelicans, and they won. We'll talk about that in a moment. Then we have the Suns and the Timberwolves. So, yeah, Bradley Beal had a 36-point game to lead the Suns to victory against the Timberwolves. I do believe that they rested Anthony Edwards, so it doesn't really matter. And then we have this Grizzlies game where G.G. Jackson, of all people, dropped 44 points. For some reason, G.G. Jackson has just come out as a prolific scorer. You know what? Let's just check the box score on this in this game, man. Because how do you become that prolific of a scorer after, you know, barely anyone playing? Obviously, they lost this game because the Nuggets had 8 players in double figures. Jamal Murray leading them with 21. Everyone else was kind of low scoring, though. G.G. Jackson, 44 points on 47% from the field and 30% from free. So not good shooting. He shot 36 shots. Still 44 points, though, so I would not complain. Jake LaRavia has been scoring really good recently as well. 29 points this game. Really nice for Jake there. But yeah, not too crazy of a game. Everyone knows the Nuggets are going to win this. We'll talk about the standings after we analyze a couple more games. We have the Bulls versus the Knicks. They went to OT, and the Knicks beat the Bulls to secure the number 2 seed. They are now over the Bucks, which is going to be important going into the playoffs. We'll talk about the standings in a moment. Let's check this box score. DeMar DeRozan, 30 points on 50% from 3 and 45% from the field. Really good game for DeMar. 29 and 11 for Vucevic and 3 assists with a couple turnovers there, so that's not great. He did shoot 63% from the field and 50% from 3, though, so that's really good. Yeah, Kobe White, most improved player. Don't mess with me. 26 points. 66% from the field. He didn't make a single 3-pointer, though, so that's going to be like a slight issue going into the playoffs, but they probably won't even be in the playoffs, so it doesn't really matter. Then we have the Knicks. Jalen Brunson is showing up, man. He is a possible MVP candidate at this point. 40 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists for a 6'1", possibly, guard. He's barely even past 6 foot. How is he doing this? I don't know. Dante DiVincenzo played 52 minutes this game. Explain to me how that's physically possible, please. DiVincenzo, 52 minutes? Wait, I'm actually very surprised by that. 25 points on 47% from the field and 35% from 3. Not bad at all. And that's why they won this game in OT. So, very interesting. Now, before we move on, let's check at these standings. Let's check these standings out because I want to see what happened today that changed, you know? What happened? So as you can see, these are the standings going into the playoffs. You got the Warriors and the Kings going up in a matchup in 2 days' time. We got the Pelicans and the Lakers matching up at the same time as them. And yeah, on this side, the Bucks are officially the 3rd seed. That's crazy that the Knicks have passed the Bucks, which means that they're going to be matching up against a play-in team, either the 76ers or the Heat. But that's not good for the Knicks because the Heat can beat them. The Heat are really good. They have Jimmy Butler. I'm scared of the Heat. I would rather have been the 3rd seed in this situation and gone against the Pacers. Now the Bucks have to go against the Pacers when they would have gone against the Heat or the Sixers, probably the Heat. So this is scary for them. Yeah, the Clippers lost their game. Doesn't matter because they were already locked into that slot as we talked about in the last video. Yeah, basically not much has changed. Obviously this lineup has changed. The Suns are officially in the playoffs going against the Timberwolves in round 1. The Nuggets are the 2nd seed and the Thunder are the 1 seed. So, theoretically, if the Warriors beat the Kings, and then they beat either the Pelicans or the Lakers, whoever loses the game, then they can go on to face the Thunder. And that's a really good matchup for the Warriors. That's a really good matchup for the Warriors. And then obviously everything will move on from there. But that's a good situation to be in. All right, moving on to the Lakers versus the Pelicans. They won this game, which could be foreboding to the play-in game, which they're going to play against each other as well. LeBron James was the star of this game, dropping 28 points, 11 rebounds, and 17 assists. That's really high. Anthony Davis also had 30 points with 11 rebounds and 3 assists, and a couple steals. LeBron had 5 steals and a block, okay? LeBron is just playing insane at 39 years old. No other player has this level of longevity. And then the highest score on the Pelicans was CJ McCollum, and that's why they lost. Everyone else shot like trash. CJ shot all right, 44% from 3 and 47% from the field. Herbert Jones shot all right, 18 points, 57% from 3 and 46% from the field. Valanciunas, he didn't shoot that many shots, doesn't really matter. He only played 7 minutes. Zion's who I want to talk about, 30% from the field and 0% from 3. Brandon Ingram, 66% from the field and 33% from 3. He only took 9 shots. Like, why? I don't know. But he had a minus 28 plus minus. So, yeah, not a great situation for them. But, yeah, that means that they will be going against the Lakers in the play-in tournament. Then the Warriors beat the Jazz, boys. I stayed up until 3:30 a.m. to watch this game. I really wanted to watch this game. And it's okay. It's okay. I'm fine. I'm just gonna sleep in, okay? It's fine. But I really wanted to watch this game. And it did not disappoint. I kind of stopped watching it after a little bit because it was basically in the bag. Nothing really happened crazy with the Jazz. The leading scorer was Keontae George with 21. Nothing too crazy. Then, well, my bad. Luka Samanic, I don't know how to pronounce his name. 7 turnovers. That's definitely something bad to happen with them. Also, Omer Yurtseven had 18 rebounds, so pretty crazy. Then we have the Warriors. Clay played incredibly this game. 50% from 3, 53% from the field. In only 19 minutes, he had 25 points. 19 minutes, 25 points. That's really good, buddy. Really good. That's going to be a good player to have going into the playoffs for the Golden State Warriors. Then they basically played the bench the whole time. Guy Santos had 24 minutes, 13 points on 50% from the field, and 20% from 3. Not great, but yeah, no, overall, this is just a good game for the Warriors, and let's check out these highlights. Let's see what went down in this game. The playoffs are starting, guys. I'm pumped for this. I'm excited to see who's going to go to the finals because this year it's not certain. So yeah, I watched up until the half, I believe, or the end of the third quarter. It was not too crazy of a game, but Clay played really well, and that's really good to have going into the playoffs because if Clay isn't playing well, then the whole team isn't playing well. When Clay plays well, we end up winning games. Kuminga had a great block here. He got the rebound and the N1, so not great. Will Hardy, younger than Chris Paul, younger than LeBron James, same age as Steph Curry, so that's pretty crazy. Yeah, Steph did have a rolled right ankle, and you know, Draymond Green has a hurt knee, I believe, so not great for that going into the playoffs, but hopefully they improve and they feel fine by the time we get into the first play-in game. They should play in the play-in game and the second play-in game if we win, which we should. So I'm looking forward to that, having the full lineup, because if we have the full lineup, we're beating basically anyone in the play-in tournament. Good passing from the Warriors. Podziemski, bang. He has been shooting really well these past few months, and I'm really glad to see that, because Podziemski his shooting was a big question when he was first drafted. But it looks like he's doing well, so that's good to see from a rookie. He's probably going to end up being first team all-rookie this year, so Trace Jackson-Davis could be as well, but Wembanyama is probably going to be in his spot for center. He could be second, though, but Chet Holmgren's also there. He could be power forward, so you never know. But we have some good rookies on the Warriors going into the playoffs. Like, that's going to be really good to have. Young players, high stamina. Guy Santos is a good young player. Moses Moody, Jonathan Kuminga. Warriors have a pretty bright future, you know. These next few years, like once Steph and Clay and Draymond retire, we're going to have a few low years. But once those players really develop, Kuminga and all of them, Kuminga will probably be the leader of the team eventually. We're going to have a good-ass team if we don't trade away too much, you know. Obviously, there's players every year who end up getting traded. Like this year, by the end of the year, I promise you, Dario Saric is going to get traded. Jerome Robinson is going to get traded. Who else is even on the team? I hope Pat Spencer doesn't get traded. I like Pat Spencer. He's like a G League player, but he was good in the G League. And I just like Pat Spencer because he's a lovable character. I don't know why. Oh? But yeah, we have a really bright future coming up. There's going to be players who are going to get traded by the end of the year. Dario Saric definitely being one of them. Jerome Robinson definitely being one of them. Possibly Guy Santos, but I don't think that would be a great move. Guy Santos is somewhat promising. He's not incredible, but when he plays, he's not bad. Clay started popping off here in the second quarter. As you can see, wide open corner three, bang! Even though it was contested at the end. So yeah, Clay was cooking this game, and that's really good to see, because we're about to go into a tough play-in matchup playoffs. So I don't know. Dario Saric turning it over. Dario Saric had a few turnovers this game. I remember watching that and saying, Steve Kerr, why is he in the game instead of Clay? You know, he should not be in this game. But yeah, No, he was good overall for the Warriors. Without him, it would have been a tougher game. I still think we would have won, but it would have definitely been tougher. Keontae George played really good this game. He shot 5 of 6 from 3, which is rare because he's like a 30% three-point shooter this year. Which is interesting, you know? In this play, it looks like Trace Jackson Davis taps it in, but actually you can see Yurtseven grab the ball from behind and just dunk that in, you know? Even though it looks like, I thought Trace Jackson Davis tapped this in, I was about to say, what the hell is he doing? But he didn't. Keontae scoring. Very good rookie, been scoring really well this year, that's for sure. Wiggins has been a great driving guy. Oh yeah, Podziemski has drawn 38 charges this season. He's the leader in charges drawn this season. And the leader in charges drawn on average per game. He's been drawing a lot of charges, which is really, really beneficial to have. Boom. So this game, we started pulling away here. This is where we started pulling away, but it felt like it definitely got closer. You'll see sooner in late into the third. It got close. Once we got into the 70s, you'll see. Clay was just shooting from all cylinders. He was hitting everywhere. He played 19 minutes and still had 25 points. That's like the time when he had 60 points, man. In what, 30 minutes? Crazy. There's 48 minutes in a basketball game. Remember that. He played less than half and still had 25 points. A lot of players play the whole game. Like today, Dante DiVincenzo, 52 minutes, 25 points. He played 19. 1/3 of that and still had 25 points. On better shooting as well. Wiggins has been shooting really well as well. So, man, I'd be scared to face this Warriors team in the playoffs. I mean, any Warriors team with Steph, Clay, and Draymond is a scary team to match up against, especially going into the playoffs where they have so much experience. It's scary. Moody, bing! Nice little midi. Yeah, as you can see, the Jazz took the lead here. It's not great. It's not great. Boom. Yep. Not great. So I was scared at this point, but then we started going on a run. And the Warriors basically sealed it at this point. Looney hit a deep one. Havon Looney. He's not a shooter. Believe me, he is not a shooter. We took back the lead here. Going. Oh, they tied it up. But anyways, we took back the lead right here. Late in the third. We didn't? Oh, yeah. Yeah, here we go. This is the play. I forgot. Guy Santos gets an easy steal. Like, what is that? What was that? Look at this. Obviously, he's trying to get that rebound, right? But he just fumbles it. They fight each other. He pushes him. He tries to save the ball, but it falls right into Guy Santos' hands, and he just lays it up and in. Easy. Lester Quinones wide open. He's going to hit that. Lester Quinones is promising, you know. But yeah, we went into the third with the lead, especially after this. I was really glad to see this three from Guy Santos because we needed it. We were too close. So yeah, I didn't watch the fourth quarter, but seeing us having the lead, I thought it wasn't necessary. I thought we were going to win for sure, and we did. Hey, Guy Santos! Look at the bench, man. Look at this bench. They're hyped. Hey! God damn, look at Looney. Lester Quinones looking like a crazy guy. Yup, there you go. Wide open lane. He just slams it home. That was just... They just left him open. Yeah, as you can see here, the lead is too big. Like, it's not going to be that crazy. This game did not have too much turmoil in it. The Warriors were going to win this. But it doesn't really matter. It's a regular season game that doesn't affect anything. We end up being in the play-in picture no matter what. So, Quinones, wide open from the corner. Bang. That was water. That was splash. Splish, splash. I'm taking a bath. Kenny Lofton. That was nice. That was a nice little Euro. Dario Saric. Never seen him dunk a basketball in his life. He is like Nikola Jokic if Nikola Jokic was not good. Dario Saric isn't horrible, you know. These are the kind of players that if you're not a Warriors fan, you don't know them. Dario Saric, like, you wouldn't know his value on the team if you weren't a Warriors fan, you know? You'd see him and you'd be like, who the hell is this guy? So, yeah, you need to watch the games to know the player's value, and it really shows. Like, for example, Taylor Hendricks scored a lot this game, like the guy with the ball right there. He's tall, and he played really good defense, you know? Potter was not bad this game. He did a lot of contests, pretty good defense from him, but you just wouldn't be able to see that in the stats. As you can see here, they took the lead back, or they tied it, and I got scared. For a moment, I got scared. I didn't watch this in real time. I watched this in the highlights, and I'm scared. I'm scared. But yeah, this was closer than I thought, and then the Warriors just pulled away. So, boom, boom, Jerome Robinson. So, you know, no, really bald as hell. Usman Garuba finally getting some minutes, man. Usman Garuba is such a defensive juggernaut. I don't know why the hell they don't play him. Look at these plays. 3 plays in a row, he had good-ass defense. He had really good defense. But they just didn't play him that much. Jerome Robinson. Kind of cooking. Slightly cooking. Usman Garuba finally doing something. Like, he's just good at defense, man. He's going to be useful to have in the playoffs. Pat Spencer scored! I love Pat Spencer. That's like one of... His first NBA points was a dunk, by the way. It was a fast break dunk, which everyone was hyped about when it happened in that game. But damn, there you go, Usman Garuba. He's really good at defense, bro. You look at him and you say, is that Draymond Green? But no, it's Usman Garuba. Anyways, this game was pretty much easily dealt with. It wasn't anything too tough, but yeah, it's not something we really needed to win, but it really showed that, you know, we're not a bad team. Usman Garuba had 2 blocks. I feel like Usman Garuba should get so many more minutes, but yeah, nothing too crazy happened, not too much turmoil. I'm happy to see Clay cooking. I'm happy to see, you know, Clay is just playing well. I'm happy to see the Kings playing against us instead of the Lakers or the Pelicans. It is a better matchup for us. So hopefully if we beat them, we can move on to the playoffs and have a good chance against the Thunder, because the Thunder do not have playoff experience. But yeah, I think that'll do it for today's analysis. I hope y'all enjoyed this. The Warriors have a chance to push for the playoffs, boys, and I'm really happy, obviously, being a Warriors fan. So I'm excited to go into these playoffs. And believe me, my playoff analyses, I'm going to be hyped or very sad in them, depending on how the Warriors do. So look forward to that. Stay tuned. Remember, I'm uploading almost every day. I'm working hard. I'm editing these myself. Focus. I'm editing these myself. Basically right after I record them, and I'm putting them up as fast as possible. So I hope y'all enjoyed this, and stay tuned for the next one. I'll catch y'all on the flip side. Peace.